I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Come on, bring it on. What I say, better watch what I do. Better heed the warning I'm here to give you. If you ever doubted me, you don't have a clue. I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Things are exactly what they say.
Alright, so here's Dolph Ziggler outside of the package, and I'd have to say, so far this is my absolute favorite Dolph Ziggler figure. Mattel did a very, very nice job on it. It's very, very cool. I love the new face sculpt on it. Like I said in one of my last reviews, I like expressions more than just blank faces, especially on characters like Ziggler, because, you know, he's a show-off, he's a heel character. It's just better for him to have an expression that at the same time looks confident and kind of taunts you at the same time versus just, you know, a blank stoic stare. It's just a lot better this way, in my opinion. Yeah, the head sculpt's really cool. I think it looks a lot like Ziggler. When I got this figure out of the package, I was looking at it, I thought there were some weird defects on his face, like it wasn't as smooth as it was, and I looked closer, and Ziggler actually has a 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah, and you can see all the stubble and stuff like that in there. It's very, very cool, and it's very faint too, so you might actually miss it when you first look at it, but the more you inspect it and see the light hit it, it's very, very cool. That is an insane amount of detail, so good on you, Mattel. I like the hair sculpt too. It's perfect length, looks just like Dolph's hair. I mean, even like just the way it's the bleach blonde look. I think they really, really captured it to where it's almost white, but not quite there. Very, very cool. Got to talk about the vest. It's very, very cool. When I first saw it on the package and it said feathery chain vest, I was like, okay, that's going to look ridiculous. But on the figure itself, I think it turned out really nice. The feathers stick out a lot, almost into like points to where they're kind of like spikes almost. And the chains, they came out really nice too. Lots of good shading on them, and they really, really pop in the light. It says show off on the back, same as on his tights, but it's kind of highlighted by a silhouette of a championship belt. If you can make that out, that's really cool. He's also got a hood on here, which is, it's molded on there, so he can't wear it, but it's got some studs on there too. I like the fold work on it, looks really, really cool. Also comes with a cut-up t-shirt that he drapes across his ass. It says it's not showing off. I hope it's not. There's a basic figure that wears the actual shirt version of it. I think it would have been kind of interesting to see if they could have made it to where he could wear it like this, but then you can also pull something out to where he could wear it like a tank top or a cut-up t-shirt. That would have been interesting, but that's pretty cool that they actually still did that. And the vest comes off pretty easily. Just like that. Very, very flexible. Ziggler has an insane body sculpt. I mean, his muscle tone is just completely ripped all over the place. It's kind of nice that Mattel does that, to where they just don't use stock figures or something like that, because I'll do a comparison with Daniel Bryan's figure here in a second. So just comparing three random wrestling figures together, you can see that they are using different body sculpts for them, that they're not just, you know, recycling the same crap over and over again. Like, Dolph is really lean in muscle tone, where Daniel Bryan is smaller. He doesn't have as much muscle tone, but he's still, you know, pretty buff. He's buffer than me. But I just like it that, you know, they're not just saying, oh, hey, we'll just use the same body sculpt over and over again. It's a lot more detailed and authentic, and I really appreciate that. It makes collecting these figures much more worth it when they stand out. And then I thought it'd be interesting just to show off that, you know, take two wrestlers that are small, they're lean, but they're really, really ripped, but they have different muscle definition. Like, you can see that Eddie Guerrero has more bulk in his arms versus Ziggler. you can kind of see the same pattern going in their muscles, but you can tell that Eddie's got bigger biceps and his triceps stick out a little bit more. So I think that's really cool, you know? They're not just saying, oh, here, let's slap some stock biceps on, or upper bicep area on Ziggler or on Guerrero and stuff like that. Let's reuse the same ones over and over again. I mean, they might do that for some figures, but it's just nice to know that they don't do it for every single one. They do at least match it up pretty well. And Eddie's got a bigger V frame or chest frame, whatever you want to call that, to where I won't even go into that. I'll just delete that. It also comes with a pair of pink trunks. Not certain how I feel about the pink. I can't really take a wrestler seriously when they're wearing that, unless they're a diva or their last name happens to be Hart. But, you know, it looks okay. The silver matches up with it nicely. It's got like a silver streak and polka dot thing going on in there. It says DZ on the side. On the back it says show off. It comes with a pair of black knee pads, white wrist tape, which is just basically painted on there. And he's got a pair of white and black boots. Unfortunately, this Dolph Ziggler figure is not perfect, and it could just be a quality control issue. Mine had some paint defects, or just some random paint thrown in there. On the top of his head right there, there's a little spot right there from probably where they was painting his hair. Above his eye, he's got some black streaks, or just some weird shading going on in there. Almost looked like he got hit with something like a ladder. And then he's got some pink in his abdomen, like it's really scratched in there. Other than that, figure's absolutely perfect when it comes to the paint. Articulation wise, Dolph has elite style articulation. His head can go 360. He's got an ab crunch, very good. He's got waist articulation. He's got ball and socket joint up in there in the shoulders. He's got the bicep swivel, single joint in the elbow. He's got a swivel and a pivot there in his wrist. He's got a T joint down in the legs, so his legs can go forward and out with perfect ease. He's got an upper swivel in the hip. He's got double jointed knees. That's going to block it a little bit. You can rotate at the boot. He does have a foot pivot, but it's kind of loose, and strangely, it's really disconnected from the foot. Yeah. More so than I've seen on other wrestlers, so I'm guessing that was just a quality control issue. And it's got a slight ankle rock to it. And my only two complaints about it were just the paint defects and the right foot. It doesn't look like it was attached all the way, or it looks like a quality control issue to me. But the vest turned out to actually be pretty cool. You get an extra little shirt to hang off of him there. Articulation looks cool. He's got a wicked body sculpt, and I love the new facial expression. They actually went with an expression and just not a blank stare, so points to that. Overall, he's a solid 9. If it didn't have those two defects, it would have been a perfect 10. So if your figure doesn't have any defects, it's a 10. Mine's a 9. But yeah, overall, I would definitely recommend him. Alright, my last poster got completed thanks to Daniel, Bryan, and Kane. So, we're going to take Dolph's picture, and we're going to add it to this new backer piece right there. Alright, this was Chase from Burnout Inc. saying, yeah, definitely pick up this figure. He's well worth the money. Best Dolph Ziggler Elite action figure so far, in my opinion. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time.